Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Martinsville Speedway. We're here at the Glizzy 130. It's going to be a beautiful night of racing. 130 laps here around the short track of Martinsville. We're going to see some bumping. We're going to see some banging. But all in all, we're going to see some good racing. And we're going to crown another winner here tonight in the Full Throttle Cup Series. But Chris, last week we saw Ken Bama Jr. take the win. He's going to qualify P6 here tonight. But man, our field is looking pretty what's the word I'm saying, diverse compared to how it's been looking. Looks like we got a lot of names flipped around and a lot of names we're used to seeing maybe towards the front sometimes, a little bit towards the middle of the field, towards the back, as we will get through your starting grid here in just 1 second, as it looks like Susie and Smill have not loaded in yet, and we want to get the rest of, or your whole field in while they're spawned in so we can see those beautiful race cars. I need to open up Trading Paints, actually. I just realized that. It looks like Susie and Smill, there we go, they are loaded in. So taking pole position here tonight will be that Joshua Susie machine. David Smill, will roll off P2. It'll be Carson Pittman in P3 with Kevin Click P4 here tonight. P5 will go to Jeremy Zarfos with Ken Baum Jr. sitting in that P6 position. And then Ryan Broderick going to be starting in 7th with Steve Strittmeyer in 8th. Matthew Fitt's going to be starting P10 here tonight. Oh, goodness, yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
go ahead.
Everywhere, Chris. I have to pause there for a second.
Yeah, as I was going to say, Josh, I'll go ahead and take over here for you. You've got Matthew Fitz in 10th, Lucas Yildiz in 11th, Don DeGroot 12th, Michael Zuver 13th, Nick Cannon 14th, Jimmy Barr 15th, Chad Ingalls 16th, Chris Lynn 17th, Brody Green in that 18th position. You've got Andrew May in 19th, Robbie Weiss 20th, Kyler McCarthy in that 21st position, Bill Hales in 22nd, William Brown in 23rd, Kip Easley 24th, 25th Dylan Hastings, George Wood 26th, Stan Merriberry in that 27th position, 28th going to Jason Hand. And that's going to round out your field here tonight, Josh.
That will round out our field here tonight, Chris. It's going to be some fast racing, some hard racing, as we're going to take the green flag here. Josh Susie going to roll off with a good start. Looks like that outside lane, Davis Mill Jr. might have gotten a pretty even start. But all in all, it looks like that inside lane is going to be the one clearly to roll out of the corner, as Carson Pittman going to slide up into second place. But so far,
whoa!
Netcode.
Carson Pittman already going around.
Yeah, they did make contact for sure there, but did that initially start with maybe netcode contact?
Yeah, we'll just back it up here.
It looked like they might have linked up a little bit. I have to see.
As we'll slow it down here, going in there, see if we can see what happens.
Oh, that's netcode. Yeah, they weren't.
Yeah, yeah. As you can see that gap in between it. Oh, it's not rewinding.
I mean, yeah, Schmill Jr. drove down a little bit, but I mean, they definitely weren't making contact.
I mean, as you see, there's your gap in between them. You see it, it just gets ever so slight, but you know that net code's gonna send them around every time. We'll see if we can go on board here with let's see who is that in that 4th position that got around.
Talking about Jimmy Barr?
Yeah, Jimmy Barr. Sorry, I couldn't see the.
No, it was Zarfos. I'm not sure. Yeah, the timing is all confused.
Yeah, the time. Okay, it was Kevin Click. Let me back up here. We'll see if we can see it from his point of view. That's gonna probably be your best point of view. I say that you can't really see it from that, but I mean, there's definitely a gap between.
Yeah, on that first camera we saw, there was definitely a little bit of a gap there. So I don't think they necessarily should have made contact. I mean, could have happened.
Yeah, and if you're new to what netcode is, it's basically the game thinks that you're somewhere that you're actually not. So
just think of it as desync, if you know. It's more like desync. I mean, it's pretty much like, in a sense. I mean, you could have great ping, but netcode can still kind of, you can still kind of catch, it on the wrong day. It's just really, I mean, it's interp. What can you do? It's all internet. I mean, everybody has issues. I mean, internet is what it's always been. I mean, everybody knows you can have random ping spikes. You can have whatever it may be. If it's storming, depending on, who's your coverage, ISP. There's so much stuff that goes into that, let alone to even think about right now because we've got racing going on. But you know,
Well, I
it's just one
mean,
of those things with online racing. It happens, Chris. It just happens. You
yeah,
can't help it.
and we look at it as, look at how the real racing goes. They have they have to battle with, loose lug nuts and, oil on the track and stuff like that. So that's just iRacing's way of being that kind of thing.
Did I just hit somebody back there? Oh, they're rolling the curb.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you hear a weird little rumble. It sounded like the
It
hit.
must have been them bottoming out.
Yeah.
I was thinking, who is driving through somebody right there, but passing the pace car. I want you to go out there and hit the pace cars. We should get back to green flag racing. It looks like we're stacked back up. Josh Susie, David Smith Jr., who originally started this thing in 1 and 2, they will roll back off 1 and 2 as the pace car will come down the back straightaway and dive off here on the entrance into turn 3. We'll see the field line back up. That outside lane needs to tuck up a little bit.
Yeah.
They were definitely separated there. But coming around to the restart zone, that 81, he's going to hit it. Green flag is out. And Susie with a great start. Ooh,
Good start there. Yeah. Ooh, it looks like
you see Kevin Click got a little loose on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like Kevin Click might have misjudged the shift. Might have went maybe
yeah. Or, stepped on the gas just a little bit too hard. I mean, these tires are still a little fresh here, so still kind of can spin them up pretty easily before they get rubbered down. Track is still very green too, so not as much rubber transfer over for practice and qualifying as you would like sometimes in these hosted sessions, but you got to do what you got to do. But so far so good up front here for Josh Susie as he here at lap 8 is going to be your race leader as we roll back to that Matthew Fitzmassine, and now we go on to Chad Engel. Did you see Dylan Hastings? Whoa, Carson Pittman into the back there of Kyler McCarthy a little bit as he's going to roll past. Oh, got some smoke on the front stretch.
Yeah,
not sure who that was out of sorts. It could have been the 12, could have been the 91, could have been the 35. Not sure. It was in that area. There was definitely somebody that had a moment. Oh, and a caution is out. Not sure who that is for at the moment.
Looks like this is Andrew May. Get a hold of Andrew here. Looks like he's got it straightened out. We'll see if we can check out what happened here. That looks like that little mix-up. It happened in that. It looks like going here into the turn might have got on the gas. Oh yeah. Oh, got sent around by the 24. There's got a little.
I was looking at the wrong car the whole time. I was like, where does he get wrecked at? I was looking up front.
As we see right there, 24, Kyler McCarthy going to get into the back of that 22 machine. Yeah, just
22. I mean, that's a 22 ever driving the corner. I mean, on that outside lane, he gets high, and then when he comes down to the bottom, I mean, Kyler McCarthy, yeah. I mean, he could have hit the brakes more, but when you're in that situation, it's one of those things, especially with Carson Pittman right behind him, you don't want to hit the brakes because then you could get taken out. You just got to spin that driver around and keep going. It's one of those things. I mean, it's like kind of like a get to the back of the line kind of thing. I mean, you've had your turn at the water fountain. Now get back there, So it's just kind of hate it for him, but that happens when you overdrive the corner just a little bit sometimes, especially on that outside lane. It's just one of those things at Martinsville you don't want to be in. It's
really
you don't never really want to be in that outside lane. So once you're there and once you're overdriving there, it's very hard to really control the car up. And when you got a guy come barreling in like that down the back straightaway into the turn, it's also very hard to miss hitting that guy at a place like Martinsville. So, it's a big reality check when you go from these big super speedways or half miles or, sometimes even the bigger short tracks. I mean, you think Bristol, you think Martinsville, yeah, they're very small together, but you got to think of the paperclip shape of Martinsville and the way the corners are so flat and how you have to drive them so hard in the corner, but you have to judge your braking so perfect. Whereas Bristol, you don't obviously get as much leeway as I'm making it sound, but it is a little bit easier at a track like Bristol to throw the car in on the outside lane or the inside lane. But you get into a track like Bristol, these tighter or Martinsville, I mean these tighter short tracks, and you overdrive the corner one time, you miss your mark one time, it's a disaster for your whole race. So it's just one of those things. You got to keep your head down. You got to hope that you hit your marks, and man, you got to really hope you don't miss that way that brake the brake changes on you go from lap 56 to lap 57 and the car feels completely different. You got to hope you can just maintain that. So keep your head down, keep struggling. Let's get those belts tight because we're about to go back green flag racing here. It's going to be Joshua Susie, David Smith Jr. bringing us back to the green here, Chris. And we got to watch that 25 of Kevin Click, see if he has a bobble on that start again. We know he bobbled it last time. That
Yeah,
outside lane starting to tighten up.
Yeah, as you saw the 25, Kevin Click tried to get off on it, but he just misjudged that jump. He had to get on the brakes there just a little bit, and you saw him.
But a lot cleaner start than last time.
Yeah, a lot cleaner start than last time.
Look at that, Chris. Race winner from last week, Ken Baum Jr. He just moved himself up to the inside lane of that 29 of Jeremy Zarfos. He's going to move up into that P4 position, up to 2 spots. So the number 2 up 2 from that P6 position. Looks like the first watch Toyota Camry. That's a slick-looking race car.
It is a slick-looking race car indeed, Josh. And to touch on what you were talking about, the track earlier, when you go from a track like Richmond where, you can be on the gas a little longer to a track like this where, yeah, you can be on the gas for just about the same amount down the backstretch, but you don't have the banking like you do at Richmond here. You do have a little bit of banking,
Richmond feels like a super speedway compared to Martinsville to me.
It really does.
I don't know what. Well,
and see, people don't, you don't understand how actually hard it is. Like, we're going to ride on board here with,
Josh,
I was going to say, caution's, yeah, I was going to say, caution is out. It looks like Brody Green around.
Say was it Kyler McCarthy like he was dropping, but for some reason when those cautions come out, the live timing goes absolutely berserk now.
So right on board here with Brody Green. See what happened to that 91 machine. It's going into the corner. Just gets on the gas coming out of corner exit. That is a classic Martinsville mistake that everyone makes.
Just punch the gas on exit a little bit too hard, Chris, like you punch drywall after drinking 3 Monster Energies.
Pretty much.
Had to do it.
But hey, you go around like that, no harm, no foul. At least he's not a
monster. As I say, at least he's not driving a Monster Energy drink car, and his name is, like, I don't know, whatever Monster Energy drink names are. I don't know. He's got, got to be wearing the black tank top right now with the backwards New York Yankees cap on. Mom, I told you to make me a cheese sandwich. Boom. That's how he punched the gas right there. Just one solid punch into the wall. All right, I'm going to stop with that. That's too. I'm carrying it too much now.
But yeah, but that's the one thing that we were talking about this track, Josh. Not like we'll go back on board here after this next caution, and we'll actually while we're waiting, we'll see if we can ride on board with Brody Green. See if you can hear that. Just get on the gas and get it spun around. We're gonna go. And
that really wasn't even anything he could feel in the car. Those are one of those spins is you think, oh, I'm going, and next thing you know, the right rear, no grip, and then you feel the right rear going out. You also feel that chattering a little bit, and you're just, uh-oh. See, because you notice no cranking on the wheel. That's completely out of, you can't say it's completely out of Brody Green's hands, but that's why we call these things accidents. It's not like he intentionally went out there to spin the car. Just misinput or, maybe rolling the gas a little bit too early on corner exit. I mean, those things happen. Like we said, Chris, earlier, it's Martinsville. If anything's going to happen here, or if anything can happen here, it will happen at a track like Martinsville.
Well, when we go on board here in just a second, I just wanted you to notice, how long you're on the gas and how quick you have to get on the brake. Because you really don't have a lot of time to think. You're like, as soon as you're on the gas, you're like, I got to get on the brake. So, it becomes that's wherever you start playing mind games in your head. You're like, am I braking too early? Am I braking too late? Let's see how this start goes for Susie, though. Let's see if Click can get it to go for him this time. The green flag's out. It looks like Joshua Susi off to a good jump. Kevin Click not able to time it just right again. The 27 going to drive down into it. Oh, and having a little bit of a mic issue there. Sorry about that. As we're seeing right now, Susi still getting off to a good jump. David Smill Jr. still hanging on to that second place position. See if he can battle it out with that 81 machine. Kevin Click, though, Josh moved himself up 1 position, and Ken Baum up 2 positions from that 6th spot. Is I still think we're having mic issues with Josh. I'm going to keep working on it here for just a second. We'll see if we can get it working. But as of right now, Josh Rasucci still out in the lead. Sorry, man. I keep butchering your name. For some reason, my tongue just keeps swishing whenever I say it. But David Smilju, whoa! Kevin Clickout. Yeah, caution is out too. It looks like, let's scroll down here. It just says yellow flag. We'll see if we can catch what happened here.
It looks like in the back, Nick Cannon.
You say Nick Cannon in the... Oh, yeah, it does look like Nick Cannon. Oh. Looks like maybe, yeah, just the same thing. Oh, but not unfortunate getting into the wall, though. So at lap 27 of 130, you saw Nick Cannon get on the gas just a little too hard. Go around there like that 91 machine did, but unfortunately was not able to not take he took a little bit of nose damage, it looks like Nick Cannon did. So it might not be a lot, but these composite bodies, they can bend, they can flex a little bit. Luckily we're on a not a super speedway though. We're on a short track, so you're able to not really worry about that damage. Whoa, as you see a little bit of checking up going on back there in the back. But we're going to go back up here on board. The pace lights are still on. We've got 28 laps of this 130 already in the bag. So this is starting to look like a really good race. Yes, I'm still having issues with Josh's mic. We'll get him back in here in just 1 second. But it looks like pace lights are still on. We're going to just keep going around at least for one more time. But as we've been watching, it looks like Kevin Click's not able to get that jump that he wants. Let's see if maybe this will be the time, because once we get these adjusted, like that's one thing about the racing that goes on at short tracks like this, is you have to get you have to time it just right on that driver in front of you's jump. And if you get it wrong, you have to slam on the brakes, and then it ruins all of your momentum. As the caution lights are out, you see everybody doing the left and right, trying to get those tires just a little bit of heat into them. I think I got you, Josh.
These caution restarts are very important, Chris, because when they do sporadically pop out, or if, they do... Oh, we already got a wreck in the back. I don't know what that was. Hey, who was that? That looked like... It was whoever that mobile car is. The 28. Was it Robbie Bice? It might have been Robbie. I think he might have hit a bad shift or got on the gas too hard, because he slid down and door tapped the 61 super hard.
Yeah, but it looks like they got it under control, though.
I understand Robbie wouldn't do anything like that intentional. I just don't know what happened.
Yeah, but
why did I just hear somebody hitting the catch fencing? What was that?
Whoa, we see that?
Somebody is hitting the wall.
Right.
96, a Zuver around 35, 88, the 22, all going to be collected.
Oh, a lot of cars in it. You see the 35 there, caught up in it. The 22 of Andrew May, Nick Cannon in that 88 machine caught up in it. So go back and see what happened, because there was a bunch of red markers there. So we're just going to back it up like a U-Haul truck. No endorsements, I promise. As it looks like, oh, going in the corner, you see Nick Cannon getting really hard all over the back bumper of Andrew May. So you're right there, just going into the corner, he's already all over that back bumper. Right there, ooh. He's going to push him through the corner, couple of bumps, and then coming out of the corner. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was actually happening in front of him. I'm sorry about that. That was the 96 of Michael Zuver. I didn't realize that. I do apologize about that. I was a little behind there. See, going into the corner, it looks like just the one machine getting a little. I saw a little
Oh,
bit of a
man.
wiggle.
A wiggle and maybe a touch.
Let's we'll slow it down here and see. Yeah, it looks like right there. He gets a little bit of a wiggle, starts tightening up, going up the track. Just into
Yeah,
that,
the one definitely made a little bit of contact with him.
and you see it upset that, and then that's what sent everything around.
See the 32 barely get
Robbie
by.
Bice barely getting by. Okay, so Nick Cannon and Nick
Brody
Cannon.
Green, excuse me. I almost said Bobby Green, like the UFC fighter. Brody Green getting by.
As we'll have a couple of takers down pit lane: Don DeGroot, Stan Mayberry, Carson Pittman, Michael Zuver, Nick Cannon, Chad Engel, and Bill Hells is not down pit lane. Those are currently your drivers down pit lane, probably taking a little bit of damage repair. We saw that 35 of Chad Engel going around, hitting the wall there as well. So take a little bit of damage repair, But the thing is, though, you don't want to stay in the pits too long, especially on a track like this. As we're at lap 135, or 130, lap 35 of 130. Got it backwards there. See that 22 machine of Andrew May off of the lead lap. He should get the go around here next time by whenever those pace lights go off. And that 81 machine and that 27 machine line up to the line to go at it again. Like I said, Kevin Click still sitting back there in that third place. He's starting to try to figure out that 81's jump speed. So we'll see if the 25 can actually get off at the same pace here, or if the 27 can get a better jump. David Smill Jr., we know he's got a fast race car under him. He's always got a fast race car under him. So we'll see if he can hang on to it and make something work. Pace car is off.
We'll see Susie roll through turn 3 here to come take the restart zone. This will be David Spill Jr. on the outside. Those two still running that 1 and 2 position. Like you said, Chris, Kevin Click's had a lot of chances here. It looks like he'll actually get a very good start.
Yeah, it looks like he got a better one that time.
Could possibly take the second place position, but we'll see how that 27 is going to roll on corner exit here. And he's not going to get a good drive through the corner. They're going to connect. We got contact, but they're going to save it. Ken Baum Jr. No! I think the 25 just might have went around on his own after trying to save it there. Not sure. Maybe Ken Baum made some contact with him. Not sure. We'll have to see that. But the 25 of Kevin Click gets his best restart of the night and then bends it into the wall in turn 3 here.
Yeah, you see him
trying to clear the 27, or is it was on corner exit when he stepped on the gas? It drove him up the track.
See if we can back it up just a little bit and see what happened.
It looks like he was definitely trying to clear him.
He was trying to clear him,
but right there, they stayed alive. But I think he might have just re-wrecked it.
Well, I mean, look, if you notice, right here, 3. Josh, if you notice, the 27, Ken Baum, he actually, whenever the 25 Kevin Click goes to clear Ken Baum, you notice right here, he touches him, sends him up the track, gets him loose, he corrects it. That's what sends him down. Then, whenever he goes down the block, maybe he was thinking that he would pull back down and clear it, but it just came out from under him. Just unsettled the car.
I think he might have been going too fast, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. No, he wouldn't have been going too fast. Yeah, it just had to be the car was unsettled. I mean,
we'll ride on board with him and see if we can.
That was a very weird. After I thought they saved it, it's what happened afterwards. Oh, he shifted up. He was in 3rd gear.
Oh. See, that's
4th gear, one of the two, might have 3rd or 4th. I'm not sure.
Well, I guess I'm done with the replay.
That explains it all.
That does explain it all. Yeah, it just switched it back itself. I was going to change the cameras and it switched it back itself. So I said, I guess we're done with the replay. But right now, riding back on board with Joshua Susi. He's looking good up here in the front, still hanging on to it. But man, When you got Ken Baum Jr. and David Smil Jr. all over your back bumper, that's not a good thing. It's kind of scary.
Yeah, that is definitely scary, right? But I think Susi can hold his own here. I mean, the 81 has shown speed all season that we've been on board with these guys, and I mean, I know Ken Baum Jr. is last week's winner. David Smil Jr. also very strong driver this season, so it's just one of those things. I mean, we really just got to hope to goodness that, man, I hope those guys behind me get just a little bit funny on the restart here and I can pull away. But it's one of those things. Susi, I'm sure, would love to have a green flag run here. I mean, we really haven't got to see who's good in the long run, so I would be excited to get a green flag run here because who knows, Chris? I mean, 15, 20 laps into it, it could be a completely different car that's the fastest car out there. So, I mean, you just never know.
Right, you know, and I don't know if the time is changing, so
I don't think. I think they use static weather. I can tell you right now. Now they're using forecast based. It's partly cloudy. All right, restart zone. Green, green, green. Susi off to a good start. Looks like Ken Baum Jr. and David Smil are going to be racing off here into turn 1 and 2. As Ken Baum going to get a good driving on that outside lane. He actually might make a pass for that second place position. Ken Baum Jr. What a race car on that outside lane, and what a drive-in. He's going to have to really wheel that thing to the bottom. Good thing that 27 didn't have a good drive into turn 3, because Ken Baum Jr., he's going to move himself up into second, and with striking distance of Josh Susi, he could possibly take this race lead if we stay green here. We'll just have to see as we file out David Smil Jr. right behind Ken Baum Jr., right behind him, Jeremy Zarfos. As you see, Zarfos starting to roll up in that 29 Ford. He's been peeking up here in the top 5 all night. He had one run there where he did kind of fall back a little bit. I think he got a misstep into, I want to say it was turn 3 and 4, maybe it was turn 2. Not sure. Get really easy to get backwards here at Martinsville. So I just know he did have a moment earlier in the race where I think he got outside in the high lane. But seems like so far so good for him as he's still rolling 4th place. You see Ryan Broderick, though, right behind him in that beautiful Hendricks number 5 as he's starting to pull up. The red on that car looks really good in the sim for some reason right now.
I agree with that. That red looks really good.
I don't know why that livery is just popping right now, but usually, you know, I've seen a lot of those Hendrick liveries, but that one looks amazingly good.
That one does look good indeed. Just going to cycle back through. Got Matthew Fitz up 4 positions in that 6th position, and right behind him his teammate Lucas Nilges. Looks like as I say it, Nilges to the inside. He's going to take that position away from his teammate Jimmy. As I saw a lot of smoke. It looks like, yeah, you're right, Josh. Might have had a little bit of a lockup. Now, Fitz just having
Those 4
Fitz.
positions you just said lost, unfortunately.
Yeah, Fitz having Fitz now. Yeah.
Strittmatter is even trying to poke his nose there on the inside. As you see Briggs Swope. Man, I don't know why that name Briggs Swope just sounds like an old Busch Grand National name or something, dude. Like, that's got to be one of the coolest names I've seen so far. Like, we've seen a lot of crazy names, but you know, it's not a crazy name, but it just sounds cool. Briggs Swope. It's almost like a Kelly Yarborough kind of name, you know. It just rolls off the tongue and sounds like a stock car driver. As you see Briggs Swope right there in that 57, Dylan Hastings right behind him. He had an issue earlier, as Robbie Bice as well. And we accidentally skipped to Robbie Bice on accident.
I did, yes. Sorry.
Yeah, there's Dylan Hastings. He did have an issue earlier. As that 32 of Chris Lynn, he made it through an issue earlier. So far so good for him. I'm sure he's up 3 positions. He's got Robbie Bice rolling behind him. You see that damage on the front right of Robbie Bice's car. Looks like he took a mean old left hook right to the freaking cheek, man. That car is dinged up right there on the front end. As you see that, though, Carson Pittman going to dive to the inside, and he is going to take that. Oh, wait, Carson Pittman might be getting his laps back.
Yeah, Carson Pittman's trying to get his laps back. Yeah.
I noticed that. I was like, why does it not say he passed? But then I realized he is a lap down, so. Which is unusual so far from Carson Pittman for us to see, Chris. He's usually been up there in the top 5, top 10 in every race. Oh, the 51, though.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say
Strittmatter. He just had a moment.
Yeah, Strittmatter.
That's going to allow Robbie Bice.
Yeah, Strittmatter looks like he had a little bit of a hiccup there.
Sushi just went to 19th for you?
No.
Okay, it says Susi's in 19th for me.
Yeah.
That's a hard last name for me to say.
I know. For some reason, my tongue just cannot roll it off right. I just can't do it.
I think it's the being from Alabama too, man. It's just it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, it doesn't work for me. I'm terrible with trying to pronounce names. But we love you, Josh. We love you. Who's riding on
We
board
love
here.
butchering your name every now and then.
Yeah, we love butchering. As you see, Josh Sushi already coming up to the back, Josh. He's already pulling up to the lap
I was about to
traffic
say,
in front
Chris,
of him.
we get those long runs, and you're really going to see those cars come alive. And now that we've got a little bit of a run here going, you're really seeing Susie come alive.
Whoa, see some smoke there. Maybe get somebody getting on the brakes.
Excuse me, but yeah, Susie definitely seems like he's got his car coming alive. Chris he is already starting to catch. Who would that be? William Brown? Is that who he's starting to catch? Yeah, I think that's who he is starting to catch. 6-second gap to William Brown out there in the number 9, which did say earlier, William Brown, I think, in the chat, that he said that if someone took him out, he would be okay with that, so he could play Destiny 2.
I feel that. I haven't played the new Destiny stuff yet, any of the new stuff that they've come out with, so I'm not really sure on how it's going. But you know what? I feel that.
You just might reinstall it tonight. Who knows?
Yeah,
I never uninstalled it actually, but
no, I never uninstalled it.
Kyler McCarthy closing in on behind him though in 8th, Jimmy Barr in 9th, and man, you hate to see Matthew Fitz, who was running in 4th position, sitting in that 10th spot. But look at this battle we got going on right here. This is 13th, 14th, 15th, and then 16th, 17th, and 18th right there behind them.
Yeah, that's right.
Steve Strittmatter, man, that was a hard name for me to get off the tongue right there. To the inside of Nick Cannon there for a second. Nick Cannon is not a lapped car. I thought he was, but he is not.
No, but he does have some damage on that car. He has hit the wall and got rear-ended at least once so far.
Yeah, we did see him sideways. Was it down the front stretch earlier?
Whoa, it's Ryan Broderick
sideways around goes Ryan Broderick off the nose of Lucas Nilges.
Just as I was switching back.
I was about to say, it's like you just had like an inkling there, Chris. Is your spidey senses tingling?
Yeah, they were. I saw a little bit of a battle starting to go on there. Like I saw the timing.
The 5s. I was gonna say the 3 and the 5 definitely looked like they were battling here going into turn 3. You see the 3 poking his nose out, kind of letting Nilges know, or excuse me, letting Broderick know, like, hey, I'm here. It's time to race. We might see some takers down pit road this time, Chris. Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like
yeah,
maybe.
The 5s, did he hit the apron and it
No.
run him up, or did he just tighten up on corner exit?
Honestly.
Or did he slide some?
I don't know. I'm trying to see.
Right on board with him. We've solved a lot of wrecks from riding on board tonight.
Yeah, it looks like Ken Baum, William Brown, and Jimmy Barr coming down pit lane right now as I'm going back too far. It's not letting me stop.
Downshifted. That was just a big shot. Yeah, he was just offline a little bit. And apparently, Nilges is strict. He's one of those guys that say, hey, you're offline around me, buddy. Get out of here. Nah. I'm sure it wasn't anything malicious. Just stepped on the gas. I mean, he's probably been following Broderick for a little bit longer than, we've really seen. I mean, we're not in a real booth, so we don't see every battle going on constantly. What you see on the screen is what me and Chris see. Yeah, we have our live timing that we can see, but you don't always catch the battles through the intervals and stuff. So it's one of those things that if we don't see it playing out, we might not catch it all the way. So do miss those battles sometimes, but able to catch that one right at the perfect timing, Chris.
Yeah, I was I saw, like I said, I saw the numbers start to shrink up, and I saw it was within like 5/10, and I was like, ooh, that's a close battle then, and I clicked on it. As soon as I clicked on it, I saw him go around, and I was like, whoa, that was good timing.
Ken Baum Jr. came down pit road.
Yes,
so
Ken Baum Jr. did come down pit road.
We did see him come down pit road, and he is the only person from the top 5, the only person from the top 3. Heck, I think the only person from like the top 10 that came down pit road.
Yeah,
so,
looks like Joshua Susi,
Dylan Hastings came down. So
David Smill, Jeremy Zarfos, Lucas Nilges, Kyler McCarthy, Matthew Fitz, Ryan Broderick.
Hey, Fitz got his 4 positions back.
Chris Lynn, all not down pit lane. Oh, and Steve Strittmatter also not down pit lane. So.
Well, Nick Cannon came down at lap 32.
Yeah, so he's just trying to make up track position at this point.
Well, hey, coming down at lap 32, though, he's still got some pretty fresh tires compared to some of those guys up there that haven't pitted. That's why you need those fresh tires and those fresh brakes.
Yeah, he's gonna need some new brakes after that one. But right now, everybody's kind of, trying to figure their car out right now.
Good for Nick Cannon, though, Chris, is we're not running the Gen 6 cars or like ARCA cars, or should I say Gen 4 cars now. Those are on the platform, but, with those, they got the dang brake pads from a 2001 Ford Ranger, so...
Yeah, and they're about the size of a penny.
And literally, like they got the rotors from a 1993 Camry. it's got drums in the back, so you only got the front rotors. So it's like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
It's like
you push your foot on the brake and you're like, wait, I'm pushing the
in a
gas.
Camry, in a Corolla and a Camry, it stops great. Not in a stock car.
Yeah, especially the Gen 6 cars. Those
Oh my
brakes were
gosh,
terrible.
especially when you overheated them.
Oh yeah, especially when you overheated them.
All right, as we're gonna get back to racing here, though, Chris, Susie, Smill, that's been a theme that's been ringing tonight. As we're gonna get back off to the green flag, an okay start from that inside lane. Could have been a little bit better there from Jeremy Zarfos. I think he could have contended, but it seems like he's content and okay with just trying to roll and stay safest. We got 3 wide down the back straightaway right there, Chris.
Yeah, as I saw that,
It looks like they're going to form back in.
Looks like everybody's kind of starting to single file up here in the front, Josh. Maybe not a lot of wanting
Whoa,
to,
Broderick and
whoa.
Swope were just very close to making contact. Yeah, I think Swope and Broderick just made contact out of corner. Or turn 1 exit.
Yeah, as you see everybody starting to get stacked up there. That is something you do not want to see at a track like this. When you have not a lot of room to move, you do not want to see traffic.
Well, let's see if that Fod's going to possibly go back up there and give that 57 a shot if he can get back to him.
Whoa,
Speaking of, that's Kinbaum Jr. Kinbaum Jr. around in turn 3. Or excuse me, turn 2. And he's on fresh tires, Chris.
Yeah.
That's last week's race winner. I think he finished second at Coda 2 weeks ago, so it's like Kinbaum Jr.'s no slouch. Big entry on corner. Yeah, you saw the downshift and that was like the moment where the moment that you see the downshift right there and it starts shifting to the wall, it's like, yep. You notice everybody else is already turning down the track. Everybody's already entered the corner.
And he's still trying to make the
corner.
He's just trying to keep it off the wall at that point.
Does he hit the wall here? It looks like he's going to get possibly the back end a little bit. Oh, great save.
A little bit of a dent there on that right side or left side.
Yeah, but hey, it could have been a lot worse for that rear.
Yeah, it could have been.
I mean, way to stay on the gas there. Formula Drift style.
Yes, we've got a couple of
now I just thought of the commentator from Formula Drift. What was his name?
I do not remember.
Oh my goodness. Send it, Long Beach. That's all I could think of. Back on track here. We got takers down pit road.
Oh my gosh, his name popped into my head and then I lost it.
I know, I was about to say, I've thought of his name like 6 times. I got you. Just focus on the pit drive, or the pit road exits.
Because it looks like Carson Pittman going to make his way back out. Slowly moving his way back up after that early spin. See if that number 4 machine can get it back under control. And get back up there and you know, mix it up with those leaders again. You know, that was unfortunate for him. But hey, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, you just kind of have to play the cards you're dealt. You know, it's like I tell everybody all the time, you just have to play the cards you're dealt. And you know, there's no point in sitting and complaining about it. There's no point in sitting there going, oh, man, I'm spun. I'm back here in the back. You know what? It's already happened, so just deal with it.
You know what stinks about playing the cards you're dealt sometimes, Chris?
What's that?
I have a horrible poker face, so it's like...
Oh, I'm the same way.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah, I might be in the position. I might have to deal with it, but I'm not going to do good. It's going to make me mad, and I'm going to get angry, and I might wreck, and then I got to blame somebody else around me to make myself feel good, because that's what you got to do on iRacing. It's never your fault. It's your spotter's fault for not putting 1 more gallon of gas in than he should, and you running out at lap 28 to lap 30. And then you got us into this position, so now we're wrecked. So you get what I'm saying here. It's a trinklet of things. It's never the driver's fault. It's never our fault. So Susie and Smill. Have I said that tonight, Chris? At all? I don't think I've said that tonight at all. As Susie and Smill will be the guys that lead us off to the green flag here. As you see the iRacing pace car. I remember when that thing was brand new, and now it's like 3 years old. Heck, I miss the old truck that used to drive around. Do they still have the truck? The pace truck? I wonder if they have that. It's been so long since I've been on the platform and raced like consistently that I don't even remember all the pace cars. But speaking of pace car, he's going to take that hard left turn and get our drivers back to turn in hard left here. As Kyler McCarthy, look at him up there in that outside lane. 17 positions as he is rolling in that 4th spot. The green flag is out. Go, 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 driver. Susie, big start. Kyler McCarthy, he got a great start, and he's going to try to push Smill Jr. off into the corner just a little bit, but it looks like he's going to check up as Matthew Fitz to his inside. That 29 of Jeremy Zarfos is going to be racing that 27 of David Smill Jr. down the back straightaway as into turns 3 and 4. It looks like that 29 is going to get a little bit of a run to the inside, but he's going to wobble back up. Going to have to get out of the gas. And oh, he's actually going to get into the wall, but Matthew Fitz, Chris, he's starting to make a dodge.
Whoa,
oh, he's going to get to the inside of the 29, and around goes Zarfos. Big stack up in turn 1. Big swope. Oh, man, that's Broderick. Broderick got around, actually. That's Dylan Hastings. Whoa. It looks like Ken Baum Jr. is stuck between a rock and a hard place. The 25, the 2, they're all going to get around clean, it looks like. We'll have to see what started that, though, but it looks like Matthew Fitz might have gotten to the inside of Zarfos there on corner entry.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like Matthew Fitz was probably your, well, I'm not going to say probably. He definitely drove it in there a little harder than he should have.
We'll
but
see. I mean,
at a track like Martinsville, it's under.
We'll see what happens here. I mean, yeah, he did drive it under him. I mean, but at the same time, if you're a driver too, sometimes you see that car on the outside lane. It's almost like that gap in traffic.
Well,
you just want to cut that driver off in front of you, but then you got to think, am I going to have to see that guy later down the road? But then you still do it anyways. He went for the move. I mean,
I'm going to show you exactly what he sees. As you're looking right here at this, he sees that bottom lane. He thinks that he can stick. Well, and I'm not saying that he can't.
No, and it's one of those things too, Chris. You're explaining it right, but Zarfos rolls out of the corner just a little bit to that middle lane. So it's one of those things of, in his mind, it's the correct move. And you see him locking up there. Probably in Fitz's head, it's, oh, he's locking up. I'm sending this move. Next thing you know, you're in the back quarter panel of the 29, turn 2. And man, speaking of turn 2, that's where he went around in. So unfortunate there for that 29 machine. I mean, he was running good, man. Just one lockup, like we were saying, Chris, you miss your marks one time, that could spell disaster for your night. And while that might not wholeheartedly be Zarfos completely, that's really not really his fault. I wouldn't say at all. I mean, you locked up the brakes some, you get up in the corner. You kind of have to, one of those things, you got to play the cards you dealt with, saying you said, you kind of got to deal with it at that point. And unfortunately, he had a driver coming in that was ready to try to take that position and just made some contact. I mean,
yeah. So just that way,
it for Zarfos though, but he looked very fast. But
yeah, so just
for him, man. I mean, you hate it.
Just to say, Matthew, I'm gonna say that was just a racing incident, man. That was one of those things. It looked like, just going down in the corner. Like I said, I saw what you saw there. It was a lane. You just try to take it, But sometimes, like that's what the great Ayrton Senna said,
Yeah, but Senna also wrecked Alain Prost to win a championship in Japan. So
yeah, you are correct too.
And it's happened immediately. It might not have been Japan, actually. I think it was Alain that wrecked into him in Japan and won the championship. But it doesn't matter again. Senna will just turn in on you. He's like Michael Schumacher. They will just turn in on you. So and then blame you.
But no, I gotta always pick at Fitz anyway. I feel like if I don't pick at Fitz, I'm not doing my job.
Picket fence. Nah, I'm just saying, dude. Can you imagine a Matthew Fitz dub here at Martinsville tonight?
That would be
Instead
sick.
Of it being, he would literally be the glizzy gobbler down in pit road. Dude would be eating so many Martinsville hot dogs. As we're going to see the pace car go off into 3 and 4 here. Susie Smill, you know that, you just guys know the deal at this point. Just watch him restart. The race is behind him right now. These guys are just holding that 1 and 2 position down like it owes them lunch money. So we'll just see what happens here. But McCarthy, another big start from him. He's to that outside of Matthew Fitz. Whoa, big shot. Whoa. Oh, we got another wreck going through there for dude, Ken Baum Jr., man. That guy's
Yeah, Josh, is Ken Baum just not having the best of luck with all these wrecks in front of him. I saw Robbie Bice give a big shot there too. As you saw that happen. See if we can go on here. You see the 4 machine, Carson Pittman, on the outside right behind that 69 machine, but it looks like just... Yeah, it looks like Nick Cannon may be getting into the back of pushing that 91. As we'll go back here, we'll see.
My cautions have finally decided to work just now. I can just now see the wreck. Sorry about that. So I haven't been saying anything.
So you see, Nick Cannon just getting a big shot there from Robbie Bice to the number 12. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so Robbie Bice gave that big shunt there to the number 12, and that is what sent the 91
I can
around.
tell we just talked about Formula 1.
Yeah,
You just
I
said
said shunt. I didn't even mean to say it. Didn't even mean to say it.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling you Murray Walker.
Yeah, did you see that?
Off he goes. It's happened immediately. Okay, now I can't talk about Murray Walker. I'll just sit here and do impressions for the next 2 hours.
Yeah, as you saw,
man, Chris, when are these guys in the top 7 still hasn't pitted?
Yeah.
And it's lap 83 out of 130. There's no shot they make it all the way on fuel, right? Because all these cautions. That would be insane if they just stayed out the whole time.
That would be kind of insane.
I mean, what caution are we on? I don't even know how many cautions we've had.
I will tell you. 10th caution.
10th? Okay. I was going to say, I knew it wasn't like 17. As I was going to say, it didn't feel like a crazy amount, but I mean, 10. I mean, it's whatever. That's like how many false start penalties Alabama gets in 2 quarters, so.
True.
Yeah, I went there. You're not an Alabama fan, then sorry. I don't hate you. I hope your team does well this season. Just not better than Kalen DeBauer in Alabama. If we even do well this season. But we'll let bygones be bygones there. I'm just curious to see this Matthew Fitz, Kyler McCarthy thing here. Because I'm not sure if it was McCarthy on the gas and Fitz ran the nose off of him and he just bow, bow, bow. Just gave him some pops right in the rear bumper, or what happened there? Just...
Yeah, I was going to ride on board with Matthew Fitz, and it completely slipped my mind because we were talking about other things, and I'm so sorry. I was going to see what happened, but we did see him get a little loose, and, probably
you were worried about that big old pile up there in turn 3 and 4.
I was.
But my caution stuff wasn't working the whole time, so I didn't even know we didn't watch it, so. Green flag is waving. Susie Smill off to a good start. Oh, we got a little bit of a check up there on the inside lane. Looks like Strip Matter didn't get off as well as he wanted to. Oh!
Whoa!
See him get to the inside. A Briggs swope! They're going to make a little bit of contact.
Land. Whoa, big drive out there for Carson Pittman. He is trying to get around these guys right now.
Yeah, he's eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. And the caution is back out. We'll see what that is for here in just a moment. I'm wholeheartedly not sure what that's for. Possibly Kevin Click.
Yeah, it looks like Kevin Click around. Yeah, Kevin Click around. Let's go back on board here with that 25 machine. Whoa, what in the world just happened there?
I can't see it, so I wish I could tell you.
So it looks like oh, it's unfortunate there. Jeremy Zarfos gets loose. Coming out of the corner, coming down out of that pocket. We're going to go slow-mo here so you can see it right there. Gets down there on that black part of the pavement. Just gets a little loose. Gets sent up into the wall. The 25 tries to get around him. He does get around him technically. Then looks like, gets a little bit of a shot there from the 91. And that's what sends that 25 around. Go ahead and lock it up. Get her around. But, man, unfortunate there. For Kevin Click.
I can't see the cautions. I can see the cars if they're in a certain area, but it puts me into scenic camera. So if you don't hear me commenting on the cautions, I do apologize about that. Because I think my insight's the best insight when it comes to cautions. I think Chris has got pretty good, but...
Well, you know what, Justin? We'll try to start rewinding. That's what we'll do. We'll try to fix it.
I don't want to, have a negative viewer experience. I don't want y'all to have to rewind like it's Blockbuster every time for me to see the caution. So, as long as Chris is giving good insight, which it seems like he's doing a good job, I guess it's fine if he does it.
As it's been a good race here, though, tonight. This has been a lot of fun to sit and watch. A lot of really good action going on.
Hey, if they could let us get like a 40-lap shootout right here, green flag action, that would be awesome. Because then that would really let these guys on fresher. We'll put some heavy quotations. I mean, the lap 70, 68 takers, there's some 75, up there, and so it's just one of those things of there are a couple guys on some fresher tires that could make a splash if this was to go green all the way, Chris. I mean, it could possibly spell disaster for Susie and Smill and company that didn't come down pit road yet, or haven't come down pit road yet, I should say. But realistically, with the way the cautions have been going, I'm really not gonna. I'm not gonna count my. What is it? Count my chickens before they hatch.
Yep.
Count my. I don't even know. I'm not gonna count all that. You don't know what's gonna happen here, so we'll just see. It's really just a toss up in the air right now. I mean, 90 laps, and you think, oh, Susie's led all of them. How could he not win this race? Well, who knows? I mean, how did Mark Martin not win the 2007 Daytona 500? Because of Kevin Harvick on the outside. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Was that the 500 or was that the Coke? 400. That's 500. That's 500. I think. Goodness gracious. 2007, I was like 11. So give me a break, okay? Which is weird to think, because 2007 was... Goodness gracious. I don't even want to think about that right now. All right, 81, Josh Susie. 27, David Smill. I'm going to copyright that, Chris, as many times as I've said it tonight. And they're going to hit the restart zone. That's a really, really good restart there from the 81.
Yeah, but look at that, Josh. Kyler McCarthy up 19 positions now in that second spot. He got around David Smill. Whoa, as we got wrecked. Whoa, it's a big stack up.
Oh, the drive of the 51. We got a car out on the outside wall. That's Robbie Bice.
Whoa, Robbie Bice into the wall.
He's still going. They're still going. They're still going. Green flag's out.
Oh, big damage, though, to that front end of that 28. He looks like he hit the part of the wall where the safer barrier comes together.
Yeah, Robbie doesn't seem like he's having a fun night out there tonight.
Yeah, whoa, as we talk about it, the Ford machine getting up into the wall, too.
Hopefully you guys do not hear a very loud, inexpensive military aircraft flying over me right now. I heard it picking up possibly for a second because it was very loud in my room. If you do hear that, I do apologize. I live next to a military base, so sometimes we do have very loud aircraft fly very low close to us.
Yeah, dangerously low.
Dangerously low. As David Smill, he's going to, like you said, Chris, earlier, lose that position. And look at him, Chris, starting to lose time now.
Yeah, maybe these tires are starting to come into a factor, Josh.
I don't think they're coming into a factor for Susie, though. 19.15, fastest lap of the session.
Fastest lap of the session.
Or not 100 lap, 96 lap old tires. Whoa, right we got a battle here. Strip Matter and...
Whoa, it's around. Carson Pittman.
It is Pittman. And we know that he was driving hard, Chris, trying to make positions back up. So we'll see what happened here with him. Hopefully it doesn't give him a commitment cone violation because it said he was entering pit road when he spun around there. He shouldn't since he didn't go.
Oh, yeah. Big shunt there from the three of Nilges.
And it looks like Ken Bond is finally going to hit somebody. He's not going to make it fully clean out of this race. I mean, he did have the spin earlier, and he did. Yeah, he touched the wall, actually. Never mind. I lied. He's just been missing a lot of wrecks. And he still missed that one pretty good, but unfortunate for Carson Pittman. I mean, it looks like Nilges, like you said, Chris, just, or like we said, just got a little bit of contact in there. I mean, all these guys are starting to race really hard.
It's Kevin Click down pit lane. Robbie Bice also down pit lane. Stan Mayberry and that 4 of Carson Pittman. We're almost 3/4 of the way done with this race, and it feels like it just started.
I mean, it's only an hour. I mean, this race has gone by pretty quick. I mean, I figured with 130 laps at Martinsville, it should be a breeze.
We've had some good
driving. If this thing was to go green, all the way, it'd have been like a 35-minute race, 45-minute race. I mean, heck, isn't an open session here like 100 laps?
I
Or is
do
it
think
150? I think it's 150, right?
I'm not sure.
I
I
want
can't,
to
it's
say.
been so long.
I want to say fixed is like 60 laps here. 65.
Yeah.
I don't know. I race late models here, man. I don't race anything else but late models. You know me, I'm a late model fiend. That and Legends cars. Goodness gracious, I love the Legends cars on this platform. You know, shout out to iRacing, man. You know, not a lot of people really give that shout out to iRacing. I always gotta shout out. I mean, which obviously for a reason. Shout out like league sponsors and everything, and you know, all the drivers and stuff. But man, iRacing has done an excellent job, Chris. Just within the last 2 years. I mean, think about from COVID when me and you first got into the platform during that era, 2020,
Hmm.
the COVID era, we'll call it. You know, until now. I mean, just think of how big the platform has changed dramatically. All new UI, rain. I mean, the UI is literally a needle in the haystack compared to the amount of things that they've released. I mean, rain, all new disciplines. I mean, new formula
Damage
cars. I mean,
models.
all new damage models. I mean, we got Oldsmobiles in the 87s. I mean, we got 1987 NASCAR Winston Cup Series cars. We've got Gen 4, like Nextel Cup, Sprint Cup style cars, man. I mean, we got so much on this platform for so many years, and it just keeps getting better and better. How? How? I don't understand. It shouldn't have gotten better.
It's just cargo left.
Really, I mean, how do you make driving in circles, no matter what discipline it is, entertaining and keep it going? iRacing knows how to do it, man. Best sim on the platform. That's what we love about him. As we're going to get back to racing here, Chris, Kyler McCarthy,
Bunched
for
up.
the first time tonight, going to start in that outside lane. We'll see how he restarts in that 2 position. But it looks like David Smil Jr., he's going to come to that inside lane. He really wants that second place spot back. It's Kyler McCarthy, big
drive out there.
Exit, or big miss on corner entry. As that's going to allow Brig Swope, Chris. Look at that. The 57 Lone Star Machine, he's been in the front, he's been in the back, originally started 9th, and he's all the way up here now. Oh, as we say it, loose on corner exit. It's going to make him roll back and lose that position. But for a second there, Brig Swope was in that 3rd spot, and he's going to try to make up for that mistake. As you see, strip back there, outside wall touch there by Matthew Fitz. Nick Cannon out in front of him. Oh, we got caution out here at lap 103.
Lock up there from the 12. Stay out of Brig Swope's rear bumpers. We're going to, this is yellow flag. We're going to see if we can see what happened here. So go back here on board. Well, doesn't have anything. It looks like it is the 91 of Brody Green.
We'd find it eventually. Looks like him and Broderick made contact on quarter entry. As we come down the front stretch here. Big, might have been a little bit early on the brakes from Brody, or just a big drive in from Ryan. I'm not sure. That's one of those situations you got to be in the car, filling the race car, knowing what the braking feels like on those tires for me to really judge that. But if I had to say, I would just say possibly a racing incident, just overjudging each other. Yeah.
Oh.
And then, yeah, just gave him a shot there at the end. I wouldn't say completely intentional on the end, or completely intentional on the contact coming into the corner. Why are you woeing? I didn't say anything. Everything's blinking out for me right now, so.
I want to say that was the 35 of Chad Engel. Yeah, he just went around there. See him going around. Let's see if we can see what happened to him. See him getting into the back bumper. The 48 getting in the back bumper of him. Looks like might have he just hit those rumble strips and it got uneven. Made the car uneven and it sent him around. Okay, just making sure it didn't get sent around or anything.
Oh, he got sent around just by the rumble strip.
Just by the rumble strip.
Those aren't fun here at Martinsville. You touch them, they're either sending you tight up the track, they're loosening you up, or sometimes they just work and let you roll them, and you gain like 2/10. It's just, they're weird. I don't know how to really explain it.
Yeah, Josh, but let's also talk about Kyler McCarthy right now. Up 18 positions in that 3rd spot, and he's got his teammate 2 positions in front of him.
Yeah, 2 of his teammates.
2 of his teammates. Yeah, excuse me, 2 of his teammates.
Nitro 1, 2, 3. I don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
It is a Nitro 1, 2, 3. You
We'll
are
also have to
correct.
figure out who, Chris, because I'm not seeing team colors for every driver.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to mess with the SDK. I've noticed that it is definitely not working the
It
way I
worked the
want it to.
first night, and then now it just seems like it's just all over the place again. It's all good. I know it's definitely. Well, I don't even know the word I'm trying to say. I feel like I was going to say it wrong, so I'm just going to give up. Finicky. That's the word I was trying to say. Goodness gracious. Why couldn't I think of that word? It's not even like I was to say it wrong. I'd have just probably said something that was completely not even a real word.
Big damage there on the 51 to strip matter. It's got a lot of
Literally.
front end damage on that.
Literally the definition of big damage.
Yeah, William Brown though, Josh, look at him. He's got back up here into that ninth position.
You know, it's almost like, you pull up to some of those gas stations that got the big yellow poles outside in front of the glass.
Uh-huh.
It looks like you hit one of those,
Yep.
And we'll see these race cars pull back up behind the pace car that pulls off into pit road. Pace car down pit road, and the race cars are ready to go. As the green flag is out, 22 laps to go this time by. As another excellent restart from Susie. As you see, Kyler McCarthy to the inside of David Smith Jr. Whoa, Matthew Fitz, brig swope. They got tight there on turn 2. On the exit of turn 2. As it looks like, though, on that outside lane, Smith Jr. going to retake Kyler McCarthy, Chris.
Yeah, as I'm watching back here in the back, I'm trying to see if I can see any big drive-ins or battles that are going on. Nick Hannon moving his way up into that 5th place. So we've got Team Sparkle Unicorn 5 and 6, and then you got William Brown back there in 7th. I'm sorry, 4th and 5th.
Whoa,
Is Matthew Fitz
all the way up to the wall.
Getting really bobbly there.
That could have been way worse, though. Caution's out.
Yeah, as I see a big stack up back here in the back. So it looks like, the 3 of Lucas Nilge's around. Unfortunate for that 3 machine. We'll see if we can go back and see what happened to him. Oh, as it looks like it was in front of him. See everybody getting on the brakes there. Let's see. Oh, it was the 57er Brig Swope. Oh, and then you see the 2 big stack up there.
Okay, Chris, I think I fixed the problem. It's because I had max cars available in my settings to 25. So I think it wasn't allowing me to see the cars in the wreck. That's why it wasn't switching. I changed it to 40 and it instantly worked.
Well, as you see,
I'm a goober.
Just unfortunate there for Brig Swope getting a little bit of a shot there.
One driver I still feel the sting for, Chris, is Zarfos. I really would have liked to see that 29 Ford rolling up here because he was rolling very, very strong.
Yeah.
He's already out of the race car tonight, but it was just one of those guys that was rolling very strong. I was expecting him to finish very good tonight. You hate to see it, but it's just what happens here at a track like Martinsville. I mean, I've been wrecked, beaten up. I've been called names for things I haven't even done at Martinsville before. So it's one of those tracks that can bring out the tempers. It can bring out the mental frustrating aspects of racing. I mean, it's not even like one of those tracks where it's like, oh, I'm behind a lapped car on a 1.5 miles and he's slowing up my run by 6 miles an hour going in the corner right now. Woohoo. Like, it's not one of those things. Martinsville's one of those tracks that you miss one corner and then you go off down the backstretch to go into turn 3 and you miss that 3rd corner. You think, well, okay, come back around the front stretch. We got it this time. Then you miss the corner again and it's like, okay, what's going on? And then you start beating yourself up and next thing you know, you're just everything that could go wrong at Martinsville can seem to go wrong if you're not just focused. This is one of those tracks you have to be dialed in, laser focused, almost like a Wilkesboro style short track. If you're not on your line perfectly, you're going to have a rough night. I mean, a lot of short tracks are like that, obviously. Low lane, hold the wheel to the left and pray that you grip up. It's one of those tracks, but it's one of those things that you mess up one time here at Martinsville, and we've said it plenty of times before here tonight. It can really spell disaster for your night easily. So as we're getting in here, Chris, to the last 15 laps to go, we should take the green here with 14 to go. It will be a shootout here for the lead. possibly between Smell Jr. or Kyle McCarthy and Joshua Susi.
Yeah, let's see if Kyler McCarthy has anything for his teammates. I know they've got they probably got a strategy going on up there, you know, because 1, 2, and 3 haven't been down pit lane yet.
And if you weren't convinced that Susi and them were going all the way, you've got to be convinced now, right?
Yeah,
There's 14 laps left. I mean,
you have to be convinced. Like they have to have their setup just perfect to where, you know, they have enough gas into the end. That's the only thing I can think.
well, with the cautions, they're probably able to save a lot.
Yeah,
too.
they're probably able to save a lot as well. Yeah, you are correct.
Well, here we go. We're going to take the green here, and it'll be 14 to go once they hit the stripe. As the green flag is out, Susi off to a good start. McCarthy off to a great start this time, but Nick Cannon, he's right up against that back bumper. Nick Cannon is not one of the teammates of these Nitro guys up here, so expect some fireworks between some racing, I should say, between these two guys and some really aggressive racing. I mean, these Nitro guys are racing each other.
Woo! Fitz getting a little loose back there.
Having a
He was able to save it. Yeah, he was able to save it. So that's gonna knock.
Look at that, Chris. Nick Cannon right on the back bumper of David Jr. He's gonna get loose. He's gonna hit the outside wall. Big contact. The number 9. And man, it's funny. The number 9 was saying that I would love to get wrecked out so I could go play Destiny 2 with who else than none other. Do you think he tagged in the Discord than Nick Cannon? And they just made contact with each other. So is it Destiny 2 time now? We'll see. But Nick Cannon, man, just had a big moment there down the backstretch.
It looks like, man, the Sparkle Unicorn guys tonight in this wall, coming off the wall and getting rear. That's the second time.
Gassed it up.
Second time William Brown's got hit coming off the wall. Oh, big shot there.
Well, I guess fireworks wasn't the wrong choice of words I said a minute ago, because that was a pretty bang crash right there. I mean, 2 top 10, 2 top 5 contenders just taken out like that.
Yeah, Ken Baum
like
Jr.
you said, Chris, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, I just happened to see it.
All of his luck got used up. Almost made it, too. That was that downshift. I think he downshifted again.
He got a little bit of the wall, so it's all right.
And the caution's out, so he should save all those positions that pass him, right?
I don't know. I think so, yeah.
Maybe not.
It looks like he didn't, no. Man, unfortunate there for Ken Baum Jr. Just unfortunate.
And he's down pit road.
Him and his teammate Kevin Click down pit lane. The turn 2 terribles just not having too much luck.
You know the scene in Batman, that one Batman movie, or is it the Bane movie? I don't know, I haven't watched it, where like they're on the football field and Bane comes in and they blow the football field up in the middle of the game.
I think
Ken Baum Jr. is hoping that for happen, so he can be the only one left out on the track, because he just came down pit road to take 4 tires of fuel, and he's thinking, man, if everybody wrecks in front of me, it's gonna be awesome. So he's hoping Bane comes down and just takes down the whole front stretch, and he's the only car left. So
hey, there's no cars left on the track. I'm the only one.
It's an ask. I mean, it's an ask. It ain't happen. You never know. I mean, it's one of those things, dude. We are on a sim racing platform. Imagine if the devs of iRacing were watching right now and just started dropping, like, bombs on the track while they're driving. Oh, my gosh. That would be awesome.
You ever to dodge bombs?
There we go. I'm giving iRacing an idea. Please give the admins control so we can have wonky set. Could you imagine a blown up Gen 7 car, dude? Imagine that. You're just driving, boom, and just explodes while you're driving it. Blows out your arms on the
a B-17 dropping a B-17 dropping bombs on.
There we go. I've given iRacing a new idea. Let's bring dog fights into the game. Let's just completely, take War Thunder out of the game. Let's add a battle royale.
Yeah, we'll just put wings on the side of the planes and let them go, or cars and let them go.
Yeah, give iRacing a battle pass. You can unlock liveries from trading paints with every level.
Oh my goodness.
Oh god, yeah, trust me.
Don't give him ideas.
I was about to say, some marketing guy right now is twirling his fingers together, listening to the bugged-in camera, that he's got on my computer, going, "This guy's a genius. This guy's a genius." They do all that. Please do not say that I sent them. I'm not the one that came up with those ideas. As Joshua Susi, he's going to have Kyle McCarthy to his outside. Nick Cannon, he's going to be... Oh, we got a little bit of contact back there. As Nick Cannon is going to be able to survive that accident, and he does still have a shot at a top 3 position here.
Oh, there's no inside lane. So we're going to bring the caution flag back out one more time. You see, back behind Jimmy Barr, there wasn't anybody there.
We might get a green white checker with us every time. Might.
I was gonna say, yeah. I saw Robbie Bice come into picture right as I saw the yellow flag come back out.
You know, sometimes iRacing does do those things, Chris, where right before the green, one person hasn't been passed through the field, so everybody on the inside lane just has to stay back, or you're gonna get black flag for passing under yellow.
Yep.
I mean, it happens. You can't help it. So it's happened before, but you know what? Quick choice on the admins. They now look at that. Pace lights are off, Chris, and we're not going to get a green white checkered. We're going to get possibly a full run here to the finish.
Yes, sir. We're going to have a full run here to the finish. Going to have that 24 machine of Colin McCarthy on that outside lane. But, Josh, like we were saying, that 88 of Nick Cannon and that 69 of Matthew Fitz, they're back there looking up. They're trying to get it, but Briggs Swope back up here into that 5th spot after having a little bit of adversity.
Pace car is off, Chris. Could this be the last time that the pace car's out? Who knows? Green, driver.
Whoa, it's record.
No. Here comes the pace car, Chris.
Big stack up back here.
All right, Kyle Busch. Whipping it backwards. The 61 D-Malt machine at Donda Group. We're going to have to see what happened here. It looked like somebody stepped on her too hard. Oh, it was Carson Pittman on that outside lane.
Whoa, I think he jumped really early. Oh? I don't
think it's that he jumped. He just timed it right.
Yeah, it looks like he might have timed it right in that outside lane.
Timed it right, but just not in the right position to really be jumping the timing. Like, or not that he's jumping. I mean, I guess he's not jumping the start. But you know what I mean? He's allowed to go there. Even if he passes on the outside, it's completely legal. But great start. Horrible position to get a great start in there.
Yeah, horrible position to get a great start.
It's like trying to go sprint in a bathroom. Like, you're not really going to have much luck. Unless you have one of those big bathrooms. Then I apologize. Go run your heart out.
If I was to run in my bathroom, I would end up breaking my nose.
I was about to say, you take one stride, you're halfway in the shower, halfway against the other side of the wall. So,
As we've only got 3 laps to go, Josh, so here, this is what you're saying. There's going to be a green-white checker. You're going to see that 4 Carson Pittman go around, though. Unfortunate. We saw a lot of cars get stacked up there.
Will Carson Pittman. Get it? Will Carson Pittman. That's what I was trying to say. I said his last name twice, though. I don't think you will. I wouldn't. What's the point?
Yeah, I'm curious to hear if this 81 machine finishes this race out. You know, he hasn't been out of the lead the entire race. He has led every lap of this race. So it's going to be interesting to hear the strategy. I want to know how they have went without going down pit lane. I just want to know that.
You know how gangster that is to not touch pit road and still win a race and lead every lap?
Yeah. That is
he pulled that off. It's almost like a no-hitter. And Chris, you know what's funny?
What's that?
There's 3 of them in the top 3, all Nitro teammates. So it's like,
you are correct.
These guys don't miss. I mean, if you haven't been sold on the Nitro guys' setup skills, I don't know what's going to sell you on them. Because, heck, at this point, I might have to set up a little private, private little funds with them and have to get me some boost for my open settings, man. These guys are fast. If they make me this fast, Chris, heck, I might go out there and finish 13th 3 laps down with as good as I am. If their setups are that fast now, they might help me actually get 2 laps down now. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm not that bad. It's like a lap and a half down, but,
He's that bad.
That's why I stick to commentating and spotting. I have the mind, but I don't have the brain. That makes sense. The 81 is going to take the green here for the first green-white checkered attempt. We do have 3 attempts if we do need them, but if they take the white flag, then we will not see another. So it looks like that 9 of William Brown all the way back there in the 11 did take a big drive in. But up here in the front, it looks like everybody is going to get smoothed out, and it looks like everybody is kind of smoothed out there in the back. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a caution here. And there it's going to be. And it's going to be the caution. Maybe not. Yep, caution is out. And again, Ken Baum Jr. caught up in that.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ken Baum Jr. unfortunately caught up in it, but Josh, look who's also around, the 88 of Nick Cannon. Just a little bit of a...
Man, Briggs Swope survived that bump from the 12 there. He just ate that bump. Maybe it wasn't as big as I thought it was. That's a nice little shot.
Yeah, but you just saw
It
Jimmy
got the
Barr.
12 out of, as I say, it got the 12 of Jimmy Barr out of order there. Sorry about that. We are having issues with the replays, not wanting to replay right now. Not on my end. I know I usually talk about that, saying I can't see him, but I can see him now. Now he just won't replay it, so do apologize about that. Chris was trying to get on board there with Jimmy Barr to see what exactly happened for his perspective, but for some reason SDK is not allowing us to watch the replays right now because... Oh, speaking of that, Chris, Briggs Swope's in third. I was about to say, these Nitro guys have hijacked the stream. They want all the view time right now. They're kicking us off the replays. They're like, hey, pay attention to the real cars right here. The boys that are up here doing it. The Nitro guys, so...
Yeah, but
Briggs Swope, look at him right there in third, man.
Yeah, he's showing his Up in Smoke team members proud up here in that third spot.
I'm gonna say, Dylan Hastings, Don DeGroot, Street Matter, all those guys have had some pretty unfortunate nights tonight. So if Briggs Swope was to get up in here and really get some good solid points for the team, and get himself some good solid points, I feel like that would almost feel really refreshing, especially for the last couple weeks that Briggs Swope has had. Chris, I think a podium finish would almost feel like a win at this point.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if this was me and after having all these cautions, I would be happy with a third place finish.
Heck yeah.
Especially having to battle all the adversity that he's went through tonight. Yeah, I would be happy with a third place finish, 100%.
I was about to say, Briggs Swope's been in the back, the middle. He's been everywhere. I mean, I think he's kind of just been hanging out, traveling through the field, and he's gotten caught up in some of the stuff. I don't think he's really taken too much damage, but he's taking some beating and some banging for sure. The car is showing some wear, but it's not fully there on its damage limit. So he's still got a good race car on him. And if, like you said, Briggs Swope was to bring home a third place, man, I bet you that feels really good for those Up in Smoke team guys for them to have a good race car here tonight, and especially a good setup. I mean, Briggs Swope, another one of those guys, just like Susie Smill, McCarthy, and Fitz, hasn't pitted yet. So that just shows too, Chris, that he's also got a very good setup. And it just could have been one of those nights where if it was, a little bit maybe less caution heavy or, less accident prone, I would say that maybe all those Up in Smoke guys might have a chance to be up here with Briggs Swope. So, here we go. We'll see green-white checker number 2 out of 3. This will be our second attempt. And like we said, if the day do take the white flag as in the leader, then the race will be official if the caution does pop. But hopefully we'll see a race to the green here.
Oh, big check up there
for a late start. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a late start. I didn't even think they were going green there for a second.
Kyler McCarthy.
Look at Briggs Swope, Chris. We got a car around, and that's gonna let Briggs Swope be in second though on the restart here, which I don't think he wants to be on that outside lane.
Matthew Fitz getting a little loose. I did see it, but I don't see it. I want to say it might be Brody Green. It was Brody Green in that 91 machine.
My stomach dropped out. The pace car was about to take him out.
As we'll watch from that 91 machine.
Outside lane going over with the blue car, or William Brown behind him. Purple car, excuse me.
Oh, there you go. He's just, big slam into that wall.
I was about to say, thank goodness this is a sim, because that would have just hurt. That's like concussion protocol type wreck almost. The way he slams the wreck or the wall. Maybe a concrete barrier. I don't know. Some of these guys can take some of those shots, and the ones that you don't think would hurt them. And the ones that look like it should hurt them don't. So I mean, it's one of those wrecks that, man, I would not want to be in the race car to have to deal with that.
Nope, I would not either.
And like I said, thank goodness this is a sim. Because, you know, we've said it before, Chris, maybe not on the Full Throttle broadcast here in the last couple of weeks that me and you have been back, but we've said it before here in the past. It's kind of a running joke that me and Chris used to have. If any of these drivers, you know, were to feel the pain of some of these wrecks that we've had on iRacing, I think iRacing would be the deadliest form of motorsports that ever existed. We'd have so many deaths from sim racing every year with the amount of full sims. I mean, just absolutely, just Bathurst alone would ruin so many people's careers.
I think I've died at least 4 times at Bathurst.
I was gonna say I haven't even attempted to hit the Bathurst jump before, and I've hit it. And it's straight. How do you go straight and mess up? Trust me, I ask myself that a lot. And Cup cars, the MX-5 Cup cars don't like to break in the grass, so I ended up jumping it unintentionally. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, you just never know. It's a good thing we're in the sim, because there'd be a lot of broken ribs, broken necks, broken backs, some legs. Thank God you only got to pay, you know, $13.99 though.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you know, one of the things though, it's like if you don't understand, like, you know, yeah, like if you're watching and you don't understand, you know, the way the sim rig works, some of these guys, they have some wheels that will literally break your fingers.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you know, when you've got your entry level wheels, you can still have even jars on the entry level wheels, like, you know, your Genon 20s or your, you know, your Thrustmasters, whatever it may be. I mean, you can still have those moments where, you know, you get caught because you get so comfortable on these sim rigs. I mean, it's like anything else. You get comfortable doing it. You get into repetition. Next thing you know, you're spinning out, and you go to put your hand in the wheel to grab it to stop it, and you get smacked one more time, and the wheel does that big 180 jerk over to the left. Your thumb gets caught in a spoke. Your thumb gets hit by whatever it may be on the wheel, the paddle shifters, or it can hurt. It definitely can. Like you were saying, Chris, those direct drive wheels can definitely break hands. I mean, it has happened. There's videos of it happening from esports drivers breaking bones on sim rigs. It's insanity, man.
Speaking of insanity,
though, Chris, I was about to say, Brig Swope has a shot to take a win here, but look at that. Great restart from the inside lane, and none of them are going to go with Brig Swope. They're all going to go to that inside lane and try to push him away from that 81. But the race is official this time. This is the last restart. Caution's out. And it looks like that is going to be your race official right there. So it should be Susie, Smill, and Brig Swope as your top 3. What was that last caution out for?
As I'm trying to see it, it didn't give me a Michael Zuver.
Matthew Fitz put in this caution break brought to you by Team Smart Unicorn.
As we'll go back here on board with Michael Zuver and see what happened in this restart. Getting into the corner. Oh, he's already loose. Yeah. He was already loose.
On board here with Susie, Chris. Let's see some burnouts. Looks like they're just doing a victory lap right now. Zuver's still just drifting down there. And yes, if you are wondering, the race is indeed over. I'm confused at what's going on.
Yeah,
right now.
I was confused with why the pace car was coming out and then just disappeared. That's weird.
Yes, even I think Brig Swope was confused there, man. As I think Susie's waiting for it to clear up here, we might see some burnouts. I love the after race wrecks. There we go. You're going to see Smill and McCarthy join him there for a 3-car burnout. The 81, though, of Joshua Susie is going to take your race win here tonight, and he is going to not only win the race, but lead every single lap, start to finish, sat on pole, and also did not come down pit road for gas or fuel one time. Absolutely outstanding race from that 81 machine as he's going to do the salute to Alan Kowicki the Polish victory lap, as he's going to go around the track backwards here. As you know, Alan Quick, he always said, Chris, that he did the Polish victory lap because it got him closer to the fans. Well, thankfully, these fans aren't real because then they might be throwing peanuts at him or something. I don't know. He's driving a Hello Kitty car. You know how them Southerners get. They be treating him like he's Denny Hamlin out there because of his Hello Kitty car. As we do have our final results. Look how they're posted up on the start finish. That's going to be a clean picture when they post up there. But they're getting a nice shot set up. Oh, they're going to do a little burnout into each other. That's cool. I like that. As your final results are up on the screen, Joshua Susie, he's going to lead all 146 here to take your race victory tonight, or 145, excuse me. As David Smill Jr. in second. Brig Swope, the up in smoke driver, he is going to come from that ninth position. But if you haven't seen it all night, Brig Swope did have a little bit of adversity or get caught up in some of the mess back there earlier. So good to see him come up there and break up that nitro 1, 2, 3 and finish in third. But speaking of nitro, it's going to be Kyle McCarthy, that 24 machine. He's going to finish up 17 spots in fourth. Matthew Fitz with a solid run here in that 69 machine. He's going to finish fifth with Robbie Bice in sixth. Dang, Robbie got 6 after all that? Nice. As Ken Baum Jr., he's also got 7. So, man, it must have been something must have happened there at the end, Chris, with a bunch of drivers getting mixed up that we didn't see. Because Ken Baum Jr. 7th, William Brown is in 8th, Lucas Nilges is in 9th, Chris Lynn in 10th, George Wood finished 11th. He was up 14th positions from 25th, so good job there from the 11 machine. Chad Ingle in 12th. Steve Strittmatter, who had just a ton of adversity here tonight, just not able to find, an open part of the track that didn't have cars getting magnetized to him. He's going to finish 13th with Carson Pittman in 14th. Stan Mayberry up 11 spots from 26th. He finished in that 15th position. Andrew May in 16th with Don DeGroot in 17th. Nick Cannon going to finish in 18th with Jimmy Barr in 19th. Kevin Click in 20th with Brody Green in 21st. Ryan Broderick in 22nd with Michael Zuver in 23rd. And then it's going to be Dylan Hastings 24th. Jeremy Zarfos 25th. Bill Hayes 26th. And I don't think Jason Hand or Kip Heasley started tonight, but it does have them scored for 27th and 28th. But it does look like we have all 3 of our post-race interviews ready here, Chris. We're going to go ahead and bring up that third place sitter. It's going to be Brig Swope. Are you ready, Chris, for the interviews? Okay, just making sure. All right, here we go. Brig Swope coming up. Brig Swope, up in smoke driver, man. Third place finisher tonight. How is it feeling?
Hey, it feels great. It's been a while since I've been up here, so proud of that run.
Heck yeah, man. We were literally saying, too, up here earlier that once you started coming to the front that, with the adversity that you guys have been facing last week, or not last week, just the past couple weeks, we've seen you've been having, just some issues. Fast race car, but not able to put it together, every week. But here tonight, man, you came through, rode back in the back a little bit, rode in the middle, rode up towards the front, and heck, for a minute there, it might have seemed like you even had a shot to win the race. Like you said, it feels great, though. But Brig, take us through, just the emotions of the race and, like you said, coming home in third here tonight. And how does it feel just being back on that podium?
It feels great. I mean, there's a lot of trying to win off the restarts in that race. I mean, obviously we had a lot of restarts there with a lot of cautions, and trying to pick up a spot or two every restart was really important. Last week I took the green-white checkered, I think, in 4th or 5th, and couldn't get it done. So it feels good to kind of be in that same position this week and get a podium here. It's a big success for our team. We come out here and grind and try to drive clean, and it's nice to get some respect from the other drivers and run up front.
Well, man, you look like you definitely had a good car tonight. We were saying that, if some of your other teammates, might not have had some of the adversity that they had, it could have possibly been a really great team night. But, unfortunate for them. But, Brig, we are talking about you here, buddy. So 9 positions, third place. Like you said, it feels amazing. You got any final words, any final thoughts, shout outs, or, any final thoughts about the race you want to let go? And we'll let you get out of here, celebrate that third, and hopefully get the good vibes going to be back up here in the booth here within these next couple weeks.
Absolutely. I know you said it's about me right now, but honestly, I just like to shout out my team Up in Smoke. Like I said, we show up every week, try to do it the right way, and track position was really important tonight, and I know had any of them gotten up here, and they would have stayed the same way I did. So shout out to them, pushing each other every week, and we'll be back next week, and hopefully with another top 3.
Heck yeah, man. Well, you looked great out there tonight, Brig. Like I say on the broadcast, you got my favorite name right now in the league. So, you got the real stock car driver name. So
I appreciate that.
As I say, we're rooting for you up here in the booth with that awesome name, man. So, hey, Brig, again, awesome drive here tonight, man. For real, and congratulations. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you here within the next couple weeks.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brig.
Mhm.
And that was Brig Swope, our third place finisher. Going to go ahead and bring up David Schmill Jr., our second place driver. David Schmill Jr., Chris, and Josh up here in the Full Throttle booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
David, man, awesome drive there from not only you and Susie up there in the front, but the whole Nitro team. You guys did very good. You got Kyler coming up. Could have possibly finished 1, 2, and 3, with a very solid run there again tonight. But, obviously Brig got up there in third passing. But overall, great run there from you and Susie up front. Tell us, what was your going through y'all's mind once you started getting those cautions and thought, hey, we might not have to pit this race?
I had made a comment this morning in our team chat about track position being king, and we may not need the pit stop, because I had done a couple A opens that were the same way like this. It was just track position was so important, and as the longer the race went on, we saw guys start to pit a little bit, and we were talking about it, but it's like there just wasn't enough laps for the tires, I think, to really matter, and it really did just come down to track position. You saw guys come and go throughout the night. A couple guys got caught up and stuff. First and foremost, I need to apologize to Carson for that first lap incident. That's completely on me and absolutely boneheaded, and I should be leaving him more room there, so that's 100% on me.
I mean, we did see a lot of adversity tonight, Schmill, so I mean, definitely one of those things that, it does suck, but hey, you still finished second, and man, to be able to run up there like with Susie all night, you guys did run pretty much first and second the whole race. Neither of y'all really gave up that position for too long. Well, Susie didn't, but you didn't really give up that second position at pretty much at all tonight. So was it one of those things you feel like on the restarts everybody might have been just reaching out too much and it might have been costing them too much of their race car? Or is it just one of those nights that you feel like you guys had just the right setup and was just dialed in?
I mean, I can't say enough about these Nitro setups, man. They're so dialed every week, and we come in with fast race cars, and I mean, Josh is the ace of our team, man. If I can stay with him every week, I'm doing something right, but we just tried to take care of our cars on the restarts. There was a little bit of gamesmanship on some of the restarts. We were working together on it just to make sure we could get clear and start rolling, and it all comes down to where you are, who's around you, and that's going to determine how your night goes. So I got very lucky to be around some teammates, and we had a lot of speed, so we were definitely able to bail ourselves out at times with just raw speed, and then other times it was just we were able to time ourselves.
Heck yeah. Well, Schmill, we're going to go ahead and get it wrapped up here, buddy. If you got any final words, final thoughts, or shout outs or anything you want to get out there, you're more than welcome to throw them out there, and we'll get you out of the booth and let you get on your way here tonight.
Thank you, sir. So, obviously, Nitro Racing, Kyler, Josh, Tyler, Jaden, Brody, Chad, all the guys, Menzies, we bust our butts every week. We have fast race cars. I mean, it's a pleasure to show up every Wednesday night and know we have this good a car, and we're all that dialed together. And obviously, you guys for doing the broadcast. It's been so much fun to watch us back every week and just chuckle about some stuff. And then Robbie and Fitz and all them who do all our admin stuff. Can't thank those guys enough. So happy to take a P2, ready to move on to Texas and not have to see a short track for a little bit.
Heck yeah. Well, again, congratulations tonight, Smill, and hopefully we'll be speaking to you here soon in Texas, buddy.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Yes, sir. Have a good night. All right, and that was David Smill Jr. Going to go ahead and bring up race winner. I'm sure he's excited to talk about his outstanding victory, Joshua Susie. Joshua Susie, Chris, and Josh up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, oh man, where do we even start? I mean, first things first, no pits. You didn't even have to give up a position tonight. You led from pole from start to finish, and it was 145 laps of absolute just mayhem out there, and you just were out there for a Sunday drive, man. How does it feel to not only really have to worry about anything behind you, but to come away with an outstanding victory and just a really, really good drive from yourself tonight?
Feels pretty good. Almost like a little karmic change for the luck I've had most of the season besides Atlanta and Bristol. Feel like everywhere else I've been running like top 3, top 5, and something happens at some point in the race, and I finish way in the back. So it was nice not to have that happen for once, and just like last week, running pretty much second the whole race, and then get caught up in something at the end of the race. So that kind of flashed across my mind a little bit those last couple of restarts, but having teammates up there with you helped ease some of the fears, knowing they weren't going to do anything stupid, and it's just hit your marks and don't mess up the restart.
Yeah, we were hitting on that so much tonight. One of those things that we always talk about Martinsville is hitting your marks, and you guys seem to do that so well tonight. would you accredit it to the setup, obviously, or was it a lot of practice? I mean, I know the setup goes in big time, but was it one of those things that you feel comfortable at a track like Martinsville, or it was just the setup was just absolutely rocket fast tonight? You know, this is it.
Both, but I would definitely say the setup was a bad fast piece, and I've always enjoyed racing here. It's one of my favorite tracks. Uh, Unfortunately, a lot of times you have stuff like tonight where there's a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
yellows, but no, I could tell right away. I didn't turn a single lap until probably about 30 minutes before practice opened. I did a couple 5-10 lap runs just to get a barometer on the setup, and I knew we weren't really going to know what we had until we got into the practice conditions for weather and track temps. But I could tell just from that it was a quick piece. And then when I started seeing some of the normal heavy hitters lap times in practice in comparison, I was like, yeah, we got something here. If we don't at least get a podium out of this, then we're not doing that justice.
Yeah, man, you guys did absolutely outstanding tonight, and like you said, just the setups. I don't even know, man. I'm gonna have to start getting some of those from you guys. You're gonna have to start, plugging me with the setups. Those things are absolutely insane. You guys are constantly bad fast every week, and no pits, no tires, no fuel. It was just an absolutely just wrecking from you guys out there tonight. But Josh, any final words, thoughts, shout outs, anything you want to say before you get out of here tonight, and we'll let you celebrate that race victory?
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone at Nitro Setups. This is obviously really good advertisement for what they can put out for a product. Go get you a truck, a cup, or an Xfinity set on the weekly for all your oval open setup needs. And great job to Smeal and Kyler tonight, working as a team. And we had said before the race even started, if we were just going to have ration cautions, the whole game plan from the start was to never pit. We saw every time that the tires cycled to cool, you can run just as quick as if you were on brand new tires. And the track cooled off during the course of the race, so that helped too. I think I ran my quickest time like on lap 45, and I almost beat it again, almost near lap 100. So the speed was there. We weren't really wearing the tires, I guess, kind of like real life. And thank them for all the hard work and bouncing ideas off each other, working together. The admins doing their stuff behind the scenes, everyone that showed up. We had definitely had a bigger field than I thought we were going to have for Martinsville race. And, I want to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, and look forward to going back and seeing everything you guys had to say.
Oh heck yeah! Well, we have a lot to say about you and Schmill, man, because you guys are up there in the front all the time. So every time we come to a restart, we were just saying, hey, you guys know what's going on. These guys are coming to restart. So, hey, Susie, man, it was an awesome race from you guys tonight. Again, really fun to watch you guys go out there and put on a show for not only the fans, but for us. We're also fans out there too. We enjoy everything you guys do. But hey, again, congratulations. We'll let you get out of here and enjoy that race victory, buddy.
Thank you guys very much. Hope to see you next week.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. I could not get my Discord to drag, but hey, that is going to be it for Martinsville, Chris, here in the Full Throttle Cup Series. Do you have any final thoughts here for our Full Throttle fans before we let them get out of here and go get some snoozes so they can get ready and tuned up for next Wednesday when we go to Texas?
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're I was just sitting here thinking right before the race went live. I was like, man, I noticed that we went from short track to road course to short track to short track. And I was like, man, that's an odd scheduling choice, but hey, we're getting into those super speedways, those 1.5s. Oh, this is where it's gonna be. This is where it's gonna start getting a lot of fun, and the short tracks. You get to see who your short track ringers are, but whenever you get on those 1.5s, that's where it starts getting fun, because then you start to see all those drivers that you don't normally get to see on the short tracks doing really good. And we saw a lot of good driving on the road course too. So it's going to be interesting to see how this next race plays out once we go to a little longer track and we don't have to push the brakes. So good win there from Susie, Smill and Briggs Swope for taking the second and third. That was a good race, but hey, like you said, Josh, cannot wait till next week.
Cannot wait till next week, indeed. Well, if you are still hanging out with us here in the chat, we do thank you here from the Full Throttle booth. This has been Chris and Josh Kiwis up in the booth saying thank you, good night, and we'll see you next Wednesday at Texas Motor Speedway.